let's look at element grouping in HTML. So basically, this is just a fairly simple presentation talking about how to group elements together into useful groups. Two elements we're going to look at, field set and legend. So the idea is nothing too complicated, but it's simply to put items that work together in a similar structure, in the same structure. There's two ways to think about this. One is the visual output on the web page, and then the other is the code. So the code, you might want to group things together, and the way to do that is to use field set together with legend. And when you look at your code, you can realize, oh yes, I understand these inputs are related to personal information. So it helps you as a programmer. But also, there's a visual result which helps group this together as well. So there's a visual side, there's also a kind of programming side, advantages to using field set and legend. So here, I've got my field set, I've got my legend, personal information, 2 inputs. What about here? Another grouping, field set, legend, favorite things. Okay, so I've got 2 groups which work together. All right, what does it look like? It looks like this. So this field set, and there's the legend, this is field set, has resulted in the browser adding a box around those things which are put together in the field set. Okay, so I had a couple of things, they're put together. There's another couple of things, they're put together. It's a nice visual identity, as well as in the HTML, a nice kind of coding identity as well, grouping things together. So that looks good. This example is using a form, but it doesn't have to be a form. So let's have a look at an example which has nothing to do with forms. This is just some kind of text output in the web page. Right? A couple of things here, a couple of things here. I want it to be shown with a nice box around it and a nice title at the top. Nothing to do with forms. Okay, I use the same code and we get a nice little summary. Perhaps this is for a game that you're building, something like that. Enemies, friends. This doesn't have to take up the whole page. It could be over on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side, maybe the bottom, the top. You could put it in a div and put the div at any location, as we talked about in another video. So it's a nice visual way to group elements together.